Okay. Can you hear me? Can't hear you. I think you got it reverse where you got me as the no. Can't hear. Uh, speakers. Microphone. Speaker. Reach. Okay. Let's see. Can you hear me?
You should be able to hear me now.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah, because like when my cursor was on the screen, it wasn't showing either one of us until I moved my cursor away or whatever. So yeah, we good.
yeah. No, it was no, I had it. I have it on the pregame overlay, and then my phone is always connected to the studio. So when it's connected to the studio, my microphone be going through the phone as if like, and I keep it like that just in case we record remote.
Okay.
And I don't have to worry about connecting it, so I just have it automatic. It's easier to just turn it off. Nevertheless, make it thing easier to turn off. We are now turned on to the Tuesday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day edition of the No Jazz Show, which stands for Not Just Another Sports Show. Welcome everyone to main event.
Neither one of us wearing green.
Yeah. Can you hear that clapping?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get it. I don't want you to be talking over it. I'm knowing it was fun, but you hear it. So at any rate, more like cheering than it is clapping. We are out here on a Tuesday night, 10 p.m., 10:15 Eastern Standard Time, 7:15. If you're on the West Coast, this is Not Just Another Sports Show, which acronym NOJASS, No Jazz. I would like to welcome everyone to another spot that we got hot, and we're doing a lot. You know what I mean? I'm a poet.
You got bars tonight.
I got bars tonight. And I just want to make sure everyone, make sure you join us. We are live in the locker room. We are live on my personal page, DUPONT ZNIVEK. We are live on Russell Tankers, RUSSE, Latest Love, TANKER page. We are live in the locker room. We are live on Huge Electronics Store. We are live on YouTube at No Jazz Show. We are live on Twitch handle at GMP Media Group. We are also live on Riverside.fm. We are also live on TikTok. We are also live and you can check the links, you can check the links and on Russell's page. You can check the link on the Facebook page, which is No Jazz, and also our Phantom page, No Jazz Show. And make sure you follow us, like, subscribe, share. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on X. Instagram is THENOJASSSHOW. Then you also have X, which is just NOJASSSHOW. Email us at NOJASSHOW@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? I got all that in my little head, man. You know what I'm saying?
Now say it backwards.
Now say it backwards. You have to say you can email us, or I don't want to have to say that backwards. You know what I mean? Yes, yes. And before we begin, of course, by next week we might have more promo on them, but we got us a new ad coming on, the plug card for all of your digital wallet needs. I'm just gonna give them a shout out. They hadn't really paid their money yet, but y'all gonna when you do it, I'm gonna just give you a shout out. But the deal is kind of close, so we're gonna see what y'all acting like Friday. But for those who have been with us more than that, we want to make sure you get all your food delivery needs at LYTESNACK lightsnack.com for all of your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when you're ordering that from Light Snack, make sure you're ordering those Magic City wings. And we got to find out what happened last night with the Magic City. It was cold, but we're gonna get into that just briefly. You know, I'm just probably just a little mini micro snippet conversation on that. And for all of your lingerie needs for your ladies, make sure you visit the QUIKVISITS.com, quickvisits.com, after you eat your little Magic City wings. And just in case he messed your hair up, make sure you go redo it at Bliss Brazilian. And you can see them on in the TikTok shop as well as Shopify for all your hair needs. BLISSBRAZILIAN. Bliss Brazilian. Get it in, fit it in. All your little bundles. Go ahead. And hold on. Before you say anything, let me introduce to you see, I don't want to say that, but he was important. Because I don't want to call you the Ed McMahon of podcasting. Because that's because Ed was strong now. But I ain't Johnny. But at any rate, y'all know who he is. Tank.
What's going on, people? What's going on, good people? KD, I'm just gonna say, you're spelling out Bliss Brazilian. You're spelling out No Jazz Show. You pretty soon we're gonna have you in the spelling bee. You and Akila. You're gonna see who wins.
I'm gonna tell you, Akila can't touch me. Akila can't touch me. For real. You know, how do they do it? Can you use that in a sentence? Can you define that, please?
I'll be doing the origin of the word. The origin of the word.
You get the origin of the word. All of that stuff be going on. Number one. Let's get to it. Hold on. Before we get to it, we got to let you all know that we are currently live and direct. Live and direct. So when you see that little red dot or that red live button, I don't know how it shows up for y'all. I might be on your right corner, but it's on my left corner in the studio. But you see that red live button live, that means we are live. So let's get to it because this thing got to go and it got to go quickly. Top of the news. You know what I'm saying? Top of the news. We'll just go ahead and get to it. Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle has been traded. Jalen Waddle of the Miami Dolphins.
Formerly.
Has been traded to the Denver Broncos. And if you all saw TikTok earlier, you know how I feel about it. And going to Denver, I should say, with wide receivers. But at any rate, I'm just a plug for follow us on TikTok and YouTube. And so, nevertheless, he has been traded to the Denver Broncos for a 2026 first round pick and third round pick. Those are the top of the order. Thought that was a bit steep. I think Tank has a different perspective of it, you know. I think the Tank believes, and this is just based upon if you go to the page, you'll see his post. You know what I'm saying? He believes Buddy is a 1. I don't know if he's made. I don't know if he's made it to that level of, because we do have these 1A, 1B guys. I think he's a legitimate 2 threat, but That's kind of rich for
think
me, man. Tell me what you think,
I,
Tank. I don't know.
I think it's a good deal for Denver because they got Cortland Sutton, who's what 30. He's not exactly what you call a burner. No, he's reliable. But who else do they have at receiver? They don't have anybody. There's really nobody on their offense that scares you. They got some hard workers, but there's nobody on their offense that you say, oh my goodness, we don't need him. They bring it back. What's his name? Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins. They're bringing him back.
Important.
Yeah. So they're going to have a running game. Nix, they believe that Nix is their quarterback of the future, and they're trying to win now. I think what they're doing is trying to, the defense is already set. The offense, and they need some help. And I think Waddle is the answer to that. Waddle's a 4.3, 4.2 guy. He was picked 6th in the draft. He's had 1,300-yard seasons. He's had multiple 1,000-yard seasons, and he would have been there one had they not made the trade for Tyreek Hill in Miami. I think that he gives them a weapon who he's going to be able to take the top off the coverage. You're gonna have to double team him now because you just don't want him beating you deep. That gives a young quarterback in Bo Nix, that gives him a trusted veteran receiver who has that extra element of speed that they didn't have. So it gives them big play capability. You can't focus all your coverage on Sutton now. Sutton will be free to operate a little more freely now. But Sutton has never put up huge numbers either. So I think that getting him is going to open up their offense, and you're going to see more of what Sean Payton liked to do when he was in New Orleans. I think you're going to see them use a lot of Waddle because of what it cost them. Second, they're taking up that contract that he had in Miami. And he's young. He hasn't been hurt. He's always out there. I think he's going to be an excellent acquisition to their offense. And he also doesn't make noise. Remember, he was supposed to be the lead dog in Miami, and the next year they brought in Hill. You've never heard a word out of Waddle.
Why?
Hey, you got you have two receivers who can stretch the field like that. I think Miami, somewhere in back of their head, they're thinking, hey, and you got two burners who are sure-handed, and Waddle is a good route runner.
He good.
He's
good. I just want to.
I think they looked at it. I think they were looking at them and saying, hey, look through our history. We could say, hey, we got another Duper and Clayton thing going on here. If we get these two, I mean, because really, if you double up on Hill, Waddle's gonna kill you. Waddle killed him with 1,300 yards when they brought Tyreek in, and Tyreek had 1,700 that year. And there was also the 1 year that Tua was actually good. So there's that also. Putting Waddle with a better and more efficient quarterback is only going to help his stats as well.
Have we tested your theory? And there is some test because Tyreek Hill was hurt last year. Did he still get that 1,300?
He went over 1,000 still, and even with Tua doing nothing.
So there is an argument that productivity could be based on Tyreek Hill.
I don't think he wasn't the one in Miami. So
but when Tyreek Hill goes down hurt, who's the one?
He's the one, but you also got to look at who his quarterback was. You look at what Tua was doing though.
When he was the one, did the productivity get to 1,400, 1,275, anywhere near 1,300 when Tyreek's in there? That's the case.
He was only a one for 1 year. After that, they brought Tyreek in, so you didn't get a chance to see him being utilized that way.
I mean, when Tyreek was hurt this past season.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to do any of that when you got Tua who hadn't done anything in 3 years. Tyreek's numbers were down every year after that 1,700 also because he got a quarterback who just can't get right. I think now you're
What type
going
of
to
quarterback
be
did DeAndre Hopkins have?
which year because he had different
Man,
quarterback.
like,
He had different quarterback multiple years. But
and
also you got
he still was that dude.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, he was the one though. Waddle wasn't the one.
What I'm saying is when the one is out and you're supposed to be a one, and then you get plugged in as a one, you go do one things. Did he do one things when Tyreek was out?
When they did get him the ball, they did. But you gotta remember, Tua wasn't good. Mike McDaniel is gone because he didn't know what the hell to do with the offense. You remember the one year they had that 50-point explosion. They haven't come close to that since. So I think this is the prime opportunity because he's being brought in as the one for everyone to see he is worthy of being a number one and show the reason why he was drafted number 6 overall 5 years ago. So I think it's going to work out well for them, and I also think for Miami, that's a good thing because Miami's in reset mode. They've got a new quarterback. Both of their leading receivers from the past 4 years are gone. I don't know if they're going to bring.
Tyreek was out last year.
Yeah.
Waddle got 64 receptions, 910 yards. And when Tyreek was in and he playing the 2, he gets 1,300 yards.
Yeah, the first year that Tyreek was there. Yeah. Again, you look at the coach, and you look at what the offense was not able to do, and the quarterback who wasn't able to do anything. That's why he's in Atlanta now, playing for $1 million. So there's that also. It's a symbiotic relationship. Your quarterback has to be about something in order for your receiver to do anything. If your quarterback only has one good year, it correlates. If you're good, it correlates to you having your best year. Tyreek and
we do this a lot. We do this a lot. We do peer groups, right?
Mm-hmm.
First rounder, and you say he need a quarterback. I'm not making him Randy Moss, but Dante Culpepper.
Culpepper was good. Culpepper was good in that system because they asked him, "Hey, just chunk it up there," just like Moss.
Moss allows you to chunk it up there.
Yeah, and he also had Carter on the other side also.
And then the pushback on that argument is, if I'm not mistaken, Randall.
Yeah, Randall was there in '98.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So that's more Moss. Yeah. What I'm saying is, when you pick that high wide receiver, the wide receiver can indeed dictate the level of quarterback too.
Also, you got to remember who was his coach and their rookie year. That was, what's his name, Flores. And also, you got to remember what was going on with Tua then and with Flores. So
I think Keyshawn Johnson got 1,000 yards with Sean King.
And how many times did he get in the end zone?
I'm just saying, man. Like
if you catch 100 passes, you should have 1,000 yards. If you're a wide receiver,
I'm trying to justify these tools that get. Cause see, I don't want to be fooled. We get fooled by this. We get Alvin Harper sometimes.
Well, Harper was never there. We could tell that by what
you're saying that in hindsight. You're saying that in hindsight. You're saying I knew
that when
you did not know that when the Bucks picked them up.
I knew that Harper was not a number one. That's why everybody was like, man,
but
he got his money, but he ain't gonna do it.
But the hypothesis is still, why did the Bucks think, because of his productivity under Irvin, the Bucks thought that he could go
Yeah, the Bucks also thought that okay, we need somebody. Harper's gonna be a top free agent, and he's coming from a team that's won multiple Super Bowls. Hey, we can get him here. He can do the same thing Irvin did. And that wasn't the case.
Who was the little dude out of Louisiana that was playing with Antonio Brown, the speedster, in Pittsburgh?
I know you're talking about because he went to Miami.
He went to Miami.
No quarterback, and then he went to the Ravens, and he put up 1,000.
Who was he? The one in
I know
Pittsburgh?
you're talking about. No, AB was the one.
What? No. He was not the one at first. AB was still on the come up, and then he left.
He came after AB. He came a year after AB because AB put up 1,000, and they said, "Okay, we're going to give you."
So he was already in the. I thought he got picked up by Pittsburgh.
He was drafted by Pittsburgh. I know. I can't remember his name. What is his name? I'm gonna wake up at 3. I'm gonna wake up at 3 in the morning and say, "Hey," I'm gonna text you and tell you his name.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name now. But there was him. There was also Sanders, and that was Brown. They called him the Young Money Crew.
Didn't he also go down there? Who had Ted Ginn Jr. looking like a 1?
Yeah, Ted wasn't. Ted didn't never.
I'm just saying, you're saying it in hindsight. We're talking about in real time.
No, in real time, you knew Ted Ginn wasn't. In real time, you knew he wasn't. In real time, you knew Ted Ginn was a one-trick pony. He just was fast and didn't have nothing else to offer. And who you talking about from Pittsburgh? He was really just like Thomas said. Okay, is he a one-trick pony or not? Because he was just the deep end. He just ran deep routes. That was it. Waddle runs everything. They have him running deep. They have him running underneath, and and it's funny that you use Tyreek because we know what kind of speed Tyreek has. He's you running your deep routes, and you got Waddle working underneath, but he's a 4-3 guy also.
Does George Pickens keep the same productivity when CD is out?
Yeah, but he also had better quarterback. They funneled the offense through.
Not hold on. You keep talking. I'm holding on to myself in my mind.
They funneled the offense through him.
What about Addison? What about Addison when Jay Jett is out? What about T. Higgins? What about T. Higgins? What about T. Higgins? Like we're talking about when you show glimpses of actual 1. When the 1 is out, I don't see that productivity.
He does. He's shown it, but they don't give it. He wasn't getting the ball as much either. Higgins got the ball more, and Higgins has Burrow throwing him the ball. Pickens has Dak throwing him the ball. We suspected that Pickens could show some greatness, but who did he have throwing him the ball in Pittsburgh? So who you got throwing you the ball has a whole lot to do with how much you produce as well also. But I think it's going to be interesting to see, and I think Sean Payton's going to put some stuff together that we're going to be like, okay, so this is what Waddle can actually do when he's actually utilized. Because I really think he got shortchanged when they brought him in there.
With Sean Payton. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I want that dude's name, man. What?
He came out of Louisiana. He came out of a small school in Louisiana.
Yeah.
He was originally Oregon. Him and what's his name? And then he transferred.
What that about 2008?
08. Let's see. AB came in and because they went to the Super Bowl in 2010. So he came in 09 or 08. No, he wasn't there in 08 because they won Super Bowl. He came in 2010 because the AB was a rookie in 10.
Santonio Holmes. Yeah. Santonio Holmes was still there 2010, 2009. Yeah. Hold on, let me see.
It's 2010. He was a rookie. He was a rookie, 2010, because he averaged like 20 yards a catch his rookie year.
Who's that?
The guy who we trying to think of.
Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace, yeah. Mike Wallace, that's him.
Mike Wallace. So, hold on. And he play again, 72 catches, 1193. So it looked like he was there before AB. He was. He was there before AB.
Yeah, a year before. And then you see when he went to two.
Yeah.
And then in Miami, he did little to nothing. He went to Baltimore and had a 1,000-yard season. But his problem was he was never a full, well-rounded receiver. He really and truly was just a deep guy.
Take the top off.
Yeah.
Because, see, and this is what I'm saying, even though it stayed with the same team. Using this example, Mike Wallace, when he was paired up with Antonio Brown, it was a pretty good pair. 64, 836. Mike Wallace had all the yards. Antonio Brown had 66 catches, 787.
Yeah, that was his rookie year.
No. It's not his rookie year at all.
I'm talking AB's rookie year. I think AB, his rookie year. Yeah, but the next year, AB was over 1,000.
And then the next year, AB goes over 1,000. Mike Wallace is gone.
Yeah, because Mike Wallace.
You see what a one really is when the one who was there is gone. We got to give Mike Wallace his credit for being the one because he's 2 years ahead of him and he's playing a rookie. So I know you ain't got the rookie at one. You just see glimpses of it. So as soon as you don't see glimpses of it, Antonio Brown steps up. Did Jalen Waddle give you?
Waddle stepped up, but you also got to look. He had trash as a coach, and he had trash at quarterback. Have you seen how many passes he was throwing that were not catchable? That he was throwing to guys. That's a reason why Tua is not. That's the reason why Tua is playing for $1 million this year. There's a reason for that.
I don't know. That's one of them gambles, man. And this ain't knocking Waddle. It's just the 2-game, 1-game kind of.
Yeah. But it's also because it's the element that he brings is what their offense needed. So for them, it was a good pickup.
Now they do have some good young receivers over there in Denver too. I will give them that.
But he was there. Somewhere else he would have been a good fit because they need a receiver, even though they just got Evans. If he had been traded to Frisco.
Speaking of Frisco, has Ayuk dealt himself out of the league or talked himself out of the league?
Yeah, that's what you call self-sabotage, man.
Brandon Ayuk, that is.
Yeah, that's self-sabotage. You pitch a fit about wanting to get paid like you're one, and then you get hurt, and then you don't do any other rehab where you're supposed to when they ask you to after they give you the money. Now you got to give back $30 million because you just want to show your ass.
He's another
$30 million. Huh?
Well, you know what? I can't put that on. I'm not gonna go back and put that on Waddle because, like you said, Waddle doesn't. He's not a true. But Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, I mean, really, I wouldn't give him. I would sign if I was, because they're holding out to try to trade him because they want to get something for him, and also they aren't showing him any goodwill as far as, okay, we're just gonna let you go and find somewhere because we gave you more money than you were worth, and this is what you did to us. We got no return on our investment. We're going to at least get a 6 or 7 round pick out of it. I mean, in this case, I think that he went to the Antonio Brown school of hate, crash out, because there was no reason for you not to report and do your rehab that your employer is giving to you to get yourself back on the field. There's no reason for that. So yeah, I would not give him more than a 1-year deal, maybe 2, and make it incentive heavy and a low guarantee. Enough I give him enough that he can so he can eat, but I would withhold enough so that he would still be hungry.
Right.
And you don't want to give him just 1 year, because hey, let's see how you do with 2 years, because if you do something this 1 year, now you're coming back asking for more, and we got to redo this thing. Here's a 2-year deal, maybe 15, 20 million with maybe half guaranteed and the rest of it backloaded, and a lot of incentives involved, because you hadn't shown that you were gonna be hell. And I don't think he didn't crash out as he talked about later, but it got to be a lot for him. It's like when Dave Chappelle signed that big deal, and next thing you know, he went off to Africa and was like, I ain't doing this. But he got this huge deal, and we know there was a little more to it. He didn't just crash out. But on the outside, before you found out anything, it looked like, man, they gave him all this money, and he just decided he wasn't going to do it. He wouldn't want to work anymore. That's what IU looks like.
I got a question, because they always talk about this wide receiver room in Alabama. Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs, got to put an asterisk by his name. Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle.
Sound like you said Judge Judy. Jerry Jeudy, yeah.
Jerry Jeudy. Jalen Waddle.
Julio.
No, he wasn't in there.
You talking about at the same time?
At the same time. Devonta Smith. Who's carried the one? All them dogs. Who's carried the one? All them dogs. All of them dogs. Who better than Calvin Ridley?
Ridley hadn't done much,
but really did show before he went one. All of them dogs. Who better than Amari?
Amari wasn't in that though. Wasn't in that.
He wasn't in that. But I'm just saying, when you look at the ones that became a one.
Yeah, the ones that became one, you got Julio, and you got Amari.
Who's Calvin?
Amari.
When Calvin was in there.
When Calvin was away.
When Calvin was in Atlanta, he was the dog.
Yeah, he had some things. He had some moments.
He hadn't done anything in Tennessee too much. He's the one, and there's no question about it. But of the 4 in that room, because Waddle is a 1 per se. Of the 4 in that room, and Henry Ruggs, I'm gonna put an asterisk by his name. Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith.
Smith has been productive.
Who didn't get their spot took? Devonta Smith got his spot took with the next subject we going on too.
Yeah, but he's been productive. He's done everything.
We're talking about a 1.
Yeah, none of them have been 1s yet.
Bam. Now, moving on to the Eagles and the one that took Devonta's spot, even though he's productive. What do you think about what's going on with that Brown?
I think he right now he said, okay, I got a ring. I'm just trying to get paid. I want stats so I can get in the Hall of Fame, and I want to get paid. He's not concerned with nothing else, because when they gave him the ball last year, when they were winning and he wasn't getting the ball, he was complaining. When they started getting him the ball and they were losing, he kept his mouth closed. So that tells me all I need to know about as far as how his approach. I'm not saying he's not a good player or anything, but his focus is on his stats, which leads to, hey, pay me this, and his stats, which leads to, hey, I want to maybe I can get a gold jacket one day. He's got the ring. He isn't worried about anything. He's not trying to stack rings unless they coincide with his stats and his money. And also,
So you think he
where's
wants
he gonna go?
to leave the quarterback?
He gonna what?
Leave the quarterback. You think that's really what the issue is? He's not. He's never going to get to all pro consistently with Jalen Hurts.
With Hurts, and also with the system that they run, it's not conducive to you putting up 1,500 every year if they got the running game going the way they had 2 years ago. They aren't trying to do that. They this is how we're going to win. You're gonna get your touches, but we're gonna spread the ball around, and we want to beat you with the running game. And so I don't think it's a Hurts thing, so to speak. I think it's the offensive philosophy. And if he doesn't agree with that offensive philosophy, he wants to go somewhere else where, hey, I can get more touches, I can put stats up. I'm sure at the end of games every week, he looks and sees who got more catches and who's got more yards than he does, and like, oh, I'm as good as him, or I'm better than him. Why he putting up those kind of numbers?
Of course.
And it's either you are all in for the team to win and you're going to do whatever they ask you to do, or you're all in for you and hopefully what you're doing helps the team. But I got to take care of me first. And this will probably be he's at the age and stage of his career where, hey, this is going to be my last contract. I need to get paid and show some stats in the past year or two that somebody's going to give me another big $100 million contract.
Look at what's going on when he go ask for that $100 million. 2025 NFC, not even NFL. NFC receiving leaders: JSN, Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, George Pickens, Chris Olave. That's just receiving leaders. Now, when you go top 5 receivers, just NFC, is he still in there?
I think he's top 6. I think that I think I take him.
$100 million.
The only one who I would
3 get you $100 million. Actually, top 3 get you $100 million.
You can argue that he's better than Olave, and you can argue that he's better than St. Brown. You can make that argument. Because he's more exposed.
Right now, NFC, give me your top 5 receivers.
He's not in my top 5. Is going to be you named him.
NFC.
St. Brown, he's not number 1, but St. Brown, JSN, Nacua, who was the other guy?
You got CD and
Pickens. You got Pickens, CD. I think all of them are better than Brown. I think what gets
you got
Brown,
Mike Evans in there.
No, I don't have Mike Evans in there. No,
I'm just saying in the NFC.
Yeah, not at this stage. I don't have him.
You still got Devontae Adams.
No, I don't think Devontae is better than he is now.
DK, DK in Pittsburgh. Let me think. So he's not top 5.
No. He might be 6.
6 get you $100 million.
Depending on what team you're going to, because if they need somebody who they think is the one, yeah. DK got his because Pittsburgh needed him, not because DK was worth it. But they needed him. They needed something.
So if he making an argument, his agent and the GM,
get me to Frisco. That should be his argument.
Get me to Frisco for the $100 million.
I can be the one. They're gonna throw the ball. I'm going, and
is he going back? Would he go back to Tennessee?
No, because they're not winning.
Hold on. And you know what? I hate to do this to this young man. I hate to do this to this young man. Hold on.
Because he wants his money, but he still wants to be on a winning team too, especially in his later years.
You say he's 6. You say he's 6.
He might be 6.
Is he better than Drake London? Oh my.
Yeah, I think so.
You give him too much credit.
I think he's
That's
slightly better than Drake. Yeah, I think we haven't seen the best that Drake can be, and Drake's been a victim of piss poor quarterbacking.
How many yards Drake London got last year? And you say he got quarterback problems.
What he got? 1,200. He's not but he still got quarterback problems. Atlanta has quarterback problems.
Is he the one?
Yeah, because they didn't have nobody else to throw to other than Pitts.
And he still got 1,200.
If you would own it.
That's what I've been trying to ask you about Waddle.
If they're throwing you the majority of the passes.
What I'm trying to ask you about Waddle.
Waddle is that. Waddle will be a one. He's going to be the one in Denver. You're going to look and you're going to be like, man, I guess you're right. He needed to be somewhere with a coach, with a quarterback, and a system that was actually decent.
Now, you know what? Let me tell y'all what this is, man. I'm not debating with Tank about this, because undercover, I'm really debating about wide receiver you, because y'all like this. That's really what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's all I've really been doing. I've been digging at y'all. Alabama is not wide receiver you. And I'm gonna let that Ohio State keep running their little thing too, and I'm gonna get at them too. And if Tank gotta be collateral damage for me to say it, that's what's going on.
The thing about it is this. I was thinking about this earlier.
You know what I would say,
man? This would be a good topic. What I was thinking about it earlier. What teams, college teams, have put out guys who were very good or perhaps dominant in college at a certain position, but when they got to the pros, they weren't that. But you would dub them a certain position because you remember Miami was putting out, Miami was
pros.
Yeah, no, they had Vinny and they had they had Kelly. Miami was putting.
We quarterback you.
There was one time they would call them quarterback you, and it was only 2. If anything, you could have started calling them running back you.
I can see that. I can see wide receiver you. I can see all the era wide receiver you. But to go off your point, and I apologize for interrupting, but to go off your point and stay consistent with what we're saying about wide receivers, LSU, I'm gonna give y'all props. Yeah. FSU, heck no. Y'all got a lot of college.
Yeah.
Because Anquan, I'm gonna give him his.
Yeah, you gotta give it him. Lavernius Coles did some stuff. Lavernius had a good productive career.
He helps their argument.
But they ain't no wide receiver.
All they had in college, transfer over. They one of them ones. Alabama, I'm gonna throw you in there. You know what's true? Ohio State, 50-50. Because y'all got some hyperboles too.
Yeah, they put out a lot recently. But
they put out a lot.
Yeah.
Like this little new crew helped that old crew.
Yeah.
That what
the crew they got now.
You know what?
They put out.
Shout out to Santonio, who got the old crew going. Got the new crew going, excuse me. Santonio Holmes is the catalyst for the new crew. And we ain't got that much time. I ain't gonna get into that. But before we keep this argument, I just want to make sure you all like, comment, subscribe to No Jazz Show. We are currently live on Facebook, on all the platforms that we mentioned prior to, live on TikTok, live on Twitch, live on Riverside.fm. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share as we go back to this live show. Now, we're gonna have that. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there because there are also some phenoms that didn't even come from them U's that went far beyond.
Yeah. And because of the schools, you didn't think about them.
Because of school, you didn't think about them. Now, move on. Justin Fields, your favorite guy. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about this. Justin Fields has signed with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Man, the way your voice trailed off, you sound like a father who's so disappointed in his son. It's like I ain't gonna say nothing because I'm gonna.
So we were talking about Ohio State.
Yeah, it's like you would like, son, just go to your room because if I say anything else, I'm gonna hurt your feelings and then I'm gonna hit you right in the damn throat.
And it's like saying, son, I told you to listen to me when I told you to do this drill, but you want to go your own way.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's son did that to them. I was just hearing about it the other day. Was it Fred Taylor? He said his son, a running back, and he was trying to tell him how to go, and he said, "I'll do it my own way, Dad." But anyway, yeah. You think this is last chance?
Let me preface that. Let me say, give my answer. Then I'm gonna tell you why. Yes, it's his last chance if he doesn't show anything. No, it's not his last chance if he follows the trend of what seems to be occurring with these former first-round picks who didn't quite live up to what people wanted from him. I say that these two things. One, if he can't learn how to play quarterback in the NFL from Andy Reid, he just does not have it.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he just does not have it if he can't learn how to play quarterback, the NFL, be a good NFL quarterback under Reid. You saw what he did when you saw he developed Vic into looking like, okay, you probably could have really been something. And somebody's gonna say, "What you mean Vic could have been something?" If you look at everything that he did prior to that, other than that 1.5 year in Philly, you understand exactly what I mean when I say he could have been something. Who else? You saw what he did with McNabb. He let him sit for a year and let him play the last game of his rookie year. And after that, McNabb for a few years was arguably the best quarterback in the league. He was in the running.
Yeah.
You saw what he did with Kelvin Kolb. Okay, this might be the first and last time you ever hear Kelvin Kolb's name mentioned on anything other than a Philadelphia place.
Yeah, Kelvin Kolb. Exciting. Go ahead. Good God.
You saw what he did with Alex Smith. He got every ounce ability that Smith had. And we've seen the story with Patrick Mahomes. So if he
will he get a chance to do that with Patrick Mahomes in front of him? That's my.
I say yes. He gets training camp because Mahomes is on a 9 to 12 month recovery.
Okay.
He's got OTAs. He's got training camp. He's got the preseason. Even if Mahomes is ready to start and starts game one, he will have that film. He will have that on tape. And remember, because Glenn, what is that boy's name? He played nothing but preseason games in Green Bay for a while. This was years ago. he signed what was a big contract, $11 million to go to Seattle, and was going to be the starter based on what he was doing during the preseason for all those years, until Russell Wilson got drafted and bumped him out of that before he even got a chance. So I think what Fields shows in training camp and what he shows during the preseason, and people say, "Oh, now that looks like a whole completely different Fields." I think that was set in somebody's mind. So after this 1 year is up, if he's not brought back, somebody would say, "Okay, we look like I think we can give him a 2 or 3 year deal, because it looks like he's learned, Reed has taught him how to play quarterback." Now, if Mahomes isn't ready, Fields, if things work out the way he and the Chiefs would like, he would be the starting quarterback until Mahomes is ready to play. And if he looks 30% better than he has, he gets another shot with another team next year. Now, if he doesn't, it's time for him to get on with his life's work, or he needs to resign himself to the fact that he's going to be a clipboard holder, probably a third string quarterback and scout team quarterback for the rest of his career.
And that right there is where I agree totally. Like, I'm not putting you on the sideline, but clipboard quarterbacks and backups make some good money.
Yeah.
And you got an opportunity to kind of just, I don't know what your career path is and what you want to do, but let's be real. If you behind Patrick Mahomes, and you will end up behind Patrick Mahomes if you get on the field, but get healthy. You can watch him play quarterback. Learn your packages that Andy Reid is going to present for you, and that running back toy he just got, and all them little fast toys he has around him.
Yeah, and Bieniemy is back too.
Exactly.
So that's
he's gonna sponge all that in as a quarterback. Take that and add that to your resume as a backup quarterback if it goes to that, and you go from team to team backup, and you got packages and wrinkles in your head. You're on your way to being an offensive coordinator. Like where you are right now, sit and watch, because you can only get better. I believe that Michael Vick, if he doesn't have that time with Andy Reid, he doesn't feel like, you know what, I could probably do this coaching thing. I believe he was milking all of that in, you know, because when you're around geniuses of the craft like that, you might well utilize it.
Yeah, it's bound to rub off.
It's bound to rub off. So I believe that's where you need to go. And if you show glimpses of wonder at your young age, you can probably get somebody to give you some Geno Smith time. You know,
you could end up in a situation like Malik Willis.
You can end up in a situation like Malik Willis. Absolutely. So I want to drag that into the other point of salvaging these young quarterbacks. I think that's an anomaly. I think that's like a 1 year anomaly. I don't, you know what I mean? Like it happens and then it stops. And then it happens and then it stops, and then you find a Brad Johnson. But you don't have a Rob Johnson in the midst of all of that.
You don't need Rob. Rob.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to get caught up in the hype of that. I think it's like those 1 year things.
Actually, if you look at it, there's been a few who are doing it. Baker Mayfield, he had his issues, and
everybody went out of Cleveland though.
Yeah, but not just that, but also in Carolina, things weren't good for him. He went to the Rams, got with the offensive a guy. That's what I'm saying. You got to get with a head coach who's an offensive mastermind, and hopefully OC is also that. He went to the Rams, learned okay, this is how you actually play this position in the NFL. Now he's gone to Tampa, and he's looked good. He had an argument earlier for he might wind up being he's a possible MVP candidate. He's done well. Yeah, he's done well for them, especially from where he's come from, and they are content with him as their starting quarterback.
Didn't he make it to the playoffs in Cleveland?
Yeah.
So he wasn't Malik Willis and Mike Glennon.
No, he had one year. There was 1 year.
Rosen.
No, there was 1 year that they looked decent.
Okay.
And that was it. And they blasted him out of there. You know, they say he was hurt or whatever. But then you got Sam Darnold, who was with the Jets, went to Carolina, then goes to Frisco and learns some things, then goes to Minnesota, learned some more, and some of the things he learned and some things that he learned in Minnesota, he went out and won 14 games, took it to Seattle, got a nice deal, and has added on to those 2 previous stops that he had with people who actually know how to coach and actually know how to mold a quarterback. And I think and hopefully this will be the same thing that'll happen with Fields. And I think what we've seen with Malik, what we hope that we're going to see, it also happened with Malik Willis spending that time in Green Bay. Because you have to admit, system, and coaching do matter, especially when you're talking about the most important position in team sports. So, I mean, some of these guys have it, and you just got to get it out of them. Some guys, it just takes a while for them to mature and for them to grasp it all. Because you got to also remember that, think about it. You're 23 years old, 21, 22, 23, and you're handed the key to a billion-dollar organization, a billion-dollar corporation. You need to lead us because you're the quarterback. You need to lead us. You fresh out of college. How many guys come fresh out of college in corporate and are ready to lead a billion dollar entity? That's some growth that still needs to take place mentally for them in both sides, mentally and emotionally. And as far as football goes, physically as well, you got to learn, okay, what I was doing in high school and doing in college is not enough for me I can't just keep doing that when I get to the NFL. I got to do more. And I need someone to help show me because, I think that it's a possibility that might be something that's ongoing. Because, that's why first round picks always get another. You like, man, he's still in the league. Well, he was a first round pick 20 years ago. Okay, yeah. So, and some coach is going to say, I know I can get it. Some coach with just knowing I can get Tim Tebow to be as good as he was when he was in college. I can get Shane Matthews to look as good as he did when he was in college. I can get somebody's going to think they can get Carson Beck to look like he did when he was in college.
You don't want that.
At his best.
Okay.
But that's partially coaches having confidence in their ability, and it's also coaches being
somebody to do that with David Carr and Trent Dilfer.
Yeah. People always think they can get that out of him because, hey, he's a first round pick for a reason. That's what you're thinking. And sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. Huh?
Tim Tebow went first round. That boy picked up first round. Good God.
Yeah. Remember, first round,
right.
All you need is one person. All you need is one person to believe that you're worthy of a first round pick. You got 32 teams. You need one.
So true.
Just need one.
That's so true. Now, speaking of salvaging, and I don't want to say he's salvaged, but you know, you threw his name in the pot as if he didn't do anything in Detroit. Matthew Stafford, how'd you put this? Matthew Stafford finally made All Pro. He fine, gosh.
Yeah. First time he was an All Pro.
And won MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what you asking, was he underappreciated all those years? I don't want to say he was underappreciated. I can't say that.
I think
he was there with the wrong franchise, but
yeah, I think it was one of those things where he had, because for me, since he's gotten out of Detroit, for me, he's played himself into Canton. If things had continued the way they were going in Detroit, regardless of what his yardage, he wouldn't get into Canton if they asked me.
We most definitely could have used him in Texas.
Yeah, so I think that I think he was still showing that he was good, and you knew it, but you didn't see. But the masses hadn't seen anything that's like, okay, he's that. Since he's been with the Rams, the masses have seen, okay, he is that guy. He is that dude.
W.
Yeah.
That matter.
Yeah, and that's why, okay, man, he's now finally an All-Pro. And he's finally an MVP. And now when you look back over his career, there are gonna be people gonna look at it and say, man, he might have been qualified, or maybe he should have been an All-Pro some other years, maybe. Or maybe he should have been in the MVP category some other years. But he finally got it. And
his youngest years, unfortunately, like, was he finishing third in the NFC? Because he was definitely behind Aaron Rodgers. He was definitely behind Drew Brees. He was definitely behind Matt Ryan. Who else in the NFC during them years? He was definitely behind Cam Newton.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as far as his numbers that he was putting up.
No, I'm just talking about for him to be. Yeah, he was in the shadow of some NFC guys.
Yeah,
some strong guys.
Yeah, he was fighting up. He was fighting with the team he was on. He was fighting out his weight class.
I believe his first 10 seasons.
Yeah, one playoff.
The NFC guys might have won 7 MVPs. The NFC quarterbacks.
Yeah, he had one. He had one playoff.
And Adrian Peterson got one in there.
Yeah,
like he was.
Yeah, but I think in hindsight, when people look, and when you just look at his stats, you be like, man, he was. And then when you look at then when you look at who he was playing with before he had Calvin Johnson, you look at who he was playing with. It was like, I mean, what do you have on offense? So now he finally got with and I don't know if you're gonna bring up the other part of that I had with that. If you are, I'll go ahead and use this. He finally got with a good director and a good writer and a good director. Yeah,
that's later.
Okay, yeah. So he was, yeah. So yeah. So later we'll bring that.
I'm Eddie Murphy. And later. Now, so I got to get you off that. I can tell that's in your little data bank. So I'm gonna go over there. Jalen Rose has stated that team sports that have a salary cap and require you to go to school, because I was like the second part of that, are dominated by blacks. And how do you feel about that? And you know what he's saying? He's saying that the other sports that aren't dominated by blacks allow you to make all your money. You can just go straight from high school, and no one has an issue with it, and they don't have a salary cap. I think his argument has. I see what he's trying to say. Nevertheless, like, he is also talking about individual type sports too. Like you
can't do all that. That was
you can't parallel that, dude. Like I can't. You know.
Yeah. You're talking about the two money making sports as far as college, and he's saying when they get to the NFL and the NBA have salary caps, and they should. I mean, there's a reason why they have salary caps, because you allow people to have free agency, and you also have to manage. But you can't get. I mean, they already have crazy budgets anyway. But the leagues want parity, and but just like because I remember when he said it was like, okay, you do know golf doesn't have a cap, and you can do that. You're talking about golf. You're talking about hockey. You're talking about tennis. I thought it was. I know he was trying to make a point, but it wasn't.
He was trying to make a point, but
it was horrible.
He made one of them. I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, it was a horrible take and a horrible.
Kind of horrible. Let me tell you why. My pushback on what he was saying, because all he was doing was I think he was doing his best impression of Ryan with those triggers. Mm-hmm. But here's the truth, Jalen, and the pushback against what you're saying. You my boy now, cool. All day I want to work with you, but here's the pushback on that. Everybody's an athlete in high school. You're choosing the salary cap sports in high school. You know that, right? You're choosing football and you're choosing basketball because they're popular. You're getting all the girls, you're getting all the accolades. Now you need to go back to the high schools and say, hey, this is a salary cap sport. You can't leave right after high school. Why don't you go over there where no one's going to the golf and play golf? Why don't you go over there and play where no one is going? I mean, all the fanfare and all the groupies. They're not going to the golf. They got golf in high school. They got swimming. They got tennis. Even the baseball games aren't that full unless you're one of them impact high school player. Even the track meets aren't that full. It's football and basketball. As a kid, you're choosing the most popular sport, which so happens to be a salary cap sport once you get to the league. It so happens to be a sport where they have rules set in place where we want you to go to college, or they used to have it for basketball.
Yeah.
So that's where the choice begins there. So this trigger you're trying to do with that don't work.
Not at all.
Don't work. And
also
King Richard showed you go play on them nets that don't work until somebody see you got some potential, and then we're gonna put you on the court in the country club. Somebody gonna sponsor you. So the trigger don't work in that regard, because you're choosing in high school because of the fanfare, because of what you get, because of all the things you get. Because you're not bringing up all the salaries you get in high school. No cap.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to choose that, because NIL is not going to NIL and Athlon Sports and the YouTubes. They're not going to go say, oh, look at this 5-star tennis player. And you arguing about the fact that tennis don't have a cap, and they let you go straight to high school from amateur to pro, straight out of high school. It's an inconsistent argument where I'm concerned where that is. It wasn't a cool argument.
It wasn't well thought out at all.
No, not at all.
You got so many sports that people do that aren't revenue producing.
Exactly.
And they don't put you on the spot. Name the last high school high school is 14. The last high school soccer player that I can think of was the dude Freddie. You remember his 14-year-old? Yeah. That's the last time I remember. I can recall.
Oh, you talking
hearing
about in this country? That was our skin color.
yeah.
Okay.
That was it. Unless you're a soccer holic, I challenge anybody out there that's listening to name 5 high school soccer players or 5 college soccer players who are getting ready to go on to do this and that.
Because the girls don't like it. You see young black dudes in urban areas, poor urban areas, doing backflips all day on the ground and on them dirty mattresses. And if they find somebody, rich enough in the neighborhood who got a trampoline, they over there too.
They over there.
Hone those skills, but they're not choosing that. Those athletes that do that aren't choosing that because ain't nobody going to watch you in gym practice. Anybody going to watch you run around in them small shorts and leotards and do the horse and the parallel bar and the rings? Because it's not popular. So that's why, and you can jump from amateur to pro or to the Olympics with that. So that's what I'm saying. The argument that you're making, it don't fit because you do have a choice. It's in your youth. You're just not taking it. It's pro skateboarders, it's pro snowboarders, pro skiers.
And a lot of those other sports also require much more time and finances.
It's not an easy sport to learn and love. Exactly.
To excel in. And I'm not saying that just based on race either. I'm talking about just period. How many? It's not a whole. I got a co-worker. All 3 of her sons, they play year-round baseball. She gets the month of June off. Other than that, she's doing baseball with all 3 of her sons year-round. There's not too many parents who are going to be able to do that, not just financially, but also from a time aspect and commitment, and then financially as far as doing those things. So
I don't want to make this about race.
Yeah, it's not.
But I got a question. White neighborhood, and we know some white boys know how to play some basketball. And we know some white boys have played pickup basketball.
Yeah.
Go to a white neighborhood, you see some guys out there playing pickup basketball. All you see is guys out there playing pickup basketball, right? That's all you see. You don't see a dude with a microphone. You don't see a DJ. You don't see all them girls hanging out on the fence, liking how he played. That's a black urban culture thing. Even with basketball, it's almost like the white guys learn basketball in their on their front porch mostly with the hoop their daddy got them, and then their daddy end up being a ball coach, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all I'm saying, Jalen, is where these jokers getting their love for the salary cap sports from. Don't act like don't act like the opportunities. Why they choose what they're choosing.
Yeah.
And if they're not choosing that, they go into the studio to rap.
Or attempt it.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a poor argument for him to even try to bring up.
He shouldn't have brought that one up. No. I shouldn't have brought it up. Anyway, moving along, because we talking about basketball. March Madness is here. Well, all of the March Madness is here, but it's all the conference championships going on. You pay attention to it to a degree? You watch
Nope.
16?
Nope. It's just not something that interests me. I mean, I might glance at something or I read reviews of somebody's. If somebody's a true dark horse, I'll keep an eye on that just to see if something comes up, because it's always fascinating to me that anybody can actually win. Like, who was it? The Butler won one year, or was close, and
close.
But in any other sport.
Oh, you like Cinderella? You like the story?
Yeah, that And the fact that this team that doesn't have, I don't even know if Butler has any other athletic programs.
Hold on, y'all. But before I let him go, I gotta say something, man. You know how they be taking your black card? Where are you from, Tank?
ATL, shawty.
I knew that, but y'all didn't. ATL don't take his ATL card. Like y'all got some straight up basketball players. Like y'all got ATL, Georgia got ball players.
Football is king though.
I don't, you know what?
And in DeKalb County, it was definitely king.
Tank, I'm sorry. Football could be king, but y'all got enough basketball in ATL where like you should be interested in basketball by default. Don't take his ATL card, shout it, please.
And I tell you,
you should be watching the tournament. Come on now.
Say another reason I
who the best
for it. Huh?
One of the top 3 players in the NBA is from where?
Between history or now?
Now. Oh my God. I know you know who Ant-Man is. I know you know who Anthony Edwards is.
Oh, I didn't know he was from Atlanta.
Oh my goodness.
I told you, I tend not to go get over my skis.
Folks, what we have here is pure running back. That's all that is. He's just a running back. Gonna only be a running back. It's just running back.
Hey, let's put it this way. I never liked basketball because one, I knew I wasn't.
Did a basketball player in high school take your girl?
The only basketball team I ever followed and I liked, and this goes with my personality, and I went to see them multiple times. The Harlem Globetrotters.
No, have mercy, boy.
And I knew at a young age I wasn't gonna be 6'8". So I'm like, why am I gonna even try to do this? And not only that,
y'all basketball team in high school wasn't good. You didn't have a dude that was on the football team who was good on the basketball team too.
There's some guys that was all right, but we had one guy. We had one guy who should have made it to the NBA, but he tore his knee up, and because of the technology back then, tear your knee up in college.
Yeah, it's pretty much a wrap.
Yeah, but his name was Gary Waits. Gary Waits had Georgia Tech, Bobby Knight, and this was when Georgia Tech was doing the thing. Bobby Knight was in the stands one game, and he was looking, and he was watching Gary, and I just saw him go, damn. Because Gary was that special. I went to those games because me and Gary, we were cool, and for that, and it's just school, so you go.
Kenneth Anderson and Stephon Marbury are arguably, I ain't gonna say they bigger, but they are arguably just as big in that era as Michael Vick, man. Like you should have just.
I know the names, and I know what was his name? Because he dated one of our teachers.
Good
God, dang it! What was his name? Oh, because Miss Sotner, man, Miss Sotner was so fine, man. She looked, you got some teachers they can pass for students. Miss Sotner was that. Dwayne Farrell, that was his name, who she was dating. Man, Miss Sotner was so fine. Let's put it this way: you got all this stuff going on with these teachers and people telling and this, that, and the other. She never did. So don't nobody take this and go the wrong way.
Go ahead.
But had she done some things that she shouldn't have with me because of my age, I wouldn't have told nobody. I wouldn't have reported.
Lord.
Me and basketball is like, it's out of my periphery. It's like this.
Hey,
I listen to conversations, I'll read stuff, but it's not me.
I'm gonna get on with the question. But I just need to know from you. Didn't have to be from ATL. Just he could be from there. play college there or pro, any sport, ATL. Any sport. Give me your top 3 all time out of ATL.
Born and raised, or
No. I mean played in ATL.
In any level, high school, college,
any level. Top 3.
Dion, Dominique.
Okay. Stop. We don't need to go no further. That's sad.
What?
We don't need to go no further.
What?
At least sneak in there, but we don't need to go any further. I just wanted to see if by default you knew.
Everybody knew who Dominique was. Everybody knew who Dominique was.
Oh my gosh. Come on, man. Anyway, before we get on to the finish of this question, please make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. I'm sorry, ATL basketball. Like, subscribe, share, comment. We are currently live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on all the Facebook platform pages, the Locker Room, Russell Tanker's page, my page, GUPONTZNIVEK, live on live on what is this thing called? you got me so discombobulated. Live on Riverside.fm. You know, all of that, man, and live on Twitch. Now, the conclusion of that question was, will March Madness generate more interest from Tank outside of football? Would they win or go home? Oh, this makes so much sense now. Would they win or go home format?
Well, they have it, but you talking
mean
other sports? If other sports did it,
what you mean in the tournament?
No, if other sports did the win or go home to get to a championship, March Madness is. I think they got it right.
They do.
Yeah, they have it right.
Right.
But I was saying, would it help generate more interest in NBA postseason and in Major League Baseball and in hockey if they did it? Because that's one of the things that I do appreciate about it.
In the playoff? What do you mean?
Instead of best 6 or best out of 1, best out of 5, best out of 7. Instead of series, just hey, you win or go home tonight.
No.
Well, do you think
no
that it would generate more interest? I know they do it because of money or whatnot, but as far as for me, it's the finality of every game that will make me that I think helps March Madness. Because if you knew, because like baseball and basketball and football, as far as pro level, they know, hey, we can lose 2 games and still got a chance to survive and advance. March Madness, oh well, it ain't no man. We lost tonight, but we get them tomorrow. No, you lost tonight, so you going home. You got 6 months to get over it. I think the finality of it raises the intensity. That's why football does so well in playoffs, and that's what
I would love to see. Even though a lot of people might disagree with me on this one, there is something about that song. Looking at all those highlights, and I know they're not going to change it, but looking at all those highlights of the full tournament, one shining moment, that is so cute. It's special. But I would love if they said, eight on one side, 8 on another side, 3 out of 5s. Because basketball is such a chess match. That's why I think basketball, baseball, I think you need those 7-game series in the pros, because you kind of want to make adjustments. You don't get to make adjustments in college, and that is what makes it exciting. I don't want to take that away from it. But I would have loved to see the Fab Five when they played Duke, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna make an adjustment." Duke stole the first game, or when Duke
So
got blown out by UNLV,
I remember that.
and they said, "Okay, that ain't gonna happen in game 2." Like I would love to get back within the same year. Now that would be something I kind of wouldn't mind, because I love the chess match of night after night playing someone like that. But I do like the format.
I prefer my sports. Hey, if we in the playoffs, we playing in the championship. You got one crack at it. If you not at your best, that's
football
tough.
makes sense because you
I know, but I would
makes
like other sports. I prefer if they did it too. Hockey, basketball, baseball, all day. You got
you want
hey,
one
you got
World Series game.
yeah, I want one. Hey, you
Ooh.
winner take all instead of okay, we can come back tomorrow because what it was called the game of the century. It's certain games I remember or whatnot because of the build up and Ralph Sampson and Patrick Ewing. It was Georgetown versus Villanova. And that poster, and if you anybody who's around then remembers that poster in the game of the century. Now, would you prefer to have a game of the century one time, winner take all, or we got the game of the century, but we're gonna play again tomorrow because so and so lost?
Game 7 stakes on high at all times. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying change it. I'm saying like when I forgot his name, threw that pass and Jane Worthy stole it and North Carolina ended up winning and the story of Michael Jordan goes on. If they would have had a game 2, I'm not gonna make that mistake no more. So that's what I'm saying. Like the you know,
I get it. I get it, but I like
it. You, Larry Bird in 1979 wished it was a game. Wished it was out of 5.
Yeah, I just like the finality, like
I got it.
playoff play. I just like playoff love intensity. Hey, if you're not on your game, hey, too bad. You got 6 months to get ready to do it again.
In the whole season. I get it. Now, hold on. Oh yeah, we have done some work tonight. Now, I'm gonna do this 2-part.
Okay.
Because I know you like the fact that the running back seems to be making a comeback, and we're gonna see when it's only one running back taken in the NFL draft in the 3rd round, and it's gonna be the 2nd year straight that's happened.
Yeah.
But I just want to know 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000 to 2010s, 2010 to 2020s. I know they ain't even eligible to me. Who had the deepest running backs era, decade?
For me, it's not just the talent, but it's also the number of yards they accumulated in that era. I mean, in that decade. So I'm gonna start with throwing out who's not in it. And these are some of the names in the 20s I'm throwing out. You got Derrick Henry and you got Jonathan Taylor. Those are the leading 2 rushers from the 2020s. You got Josh Jacobs in there. So they aren't in there. 2010s, you got Shady, you got Frank Gore, AP, and Marshawn Lynch. Get them out of there. Both of them groups are gone. Now, got the 2000s. This is where it get kind of sticky. And I'm talking in the backs I'm naming are the leading rushers from those decades. So I'm gonna start with the 70s and go to the 2000s, because this is where you have the argument. The 70s, you got Franco, you got Zonka, you got Walter Payton, you got OJ, and you got John Riggins. and you can throw Chuck Foreman in there also. Now, the 80s, you got Eric Dickerson, you got Gerald Riggs, you got Walter Payton. He's in 2 decades, leading rusher in one of the top rushers in 2 decades. You got Tony Dorsett. You got O.J. Anderson. And you got Marcus Allen.
It's the 80s.
It's the 80s. So the 80s beats the 70s out. Championships don't have nothing to do with this.
I got you.
Okay. So the 70s, they're out of there. So right now, you got 80s leading. We thrown out the other 3 decades. Now, the 90s, you got Emmett, you got Barry, you got Thurman, you got Ricky Waters, you got Bettis, and you got Terrell Davis, and you got Marshall Faulk. $2,000. You got LT, you got Edgerrin James, you got Jamal Lewis, who's a forgotten. You got
CJ2K.
You got Sean Alexander.
CJ2K.
You got CP. I can't remember his name now. I just wrote the initials down. You got Fred Taylor, Freaky Freddy, and you got CP. Now I can't remember what his damn name was. CP, but those. So now for me, I got the 90s as the best group of backs.
Name the 90s again.
Emmett, Barry, Thurman, Ricky Waters, Bettis, Terrell Davis, and Marshall Faulk.
Now name the 80s again.
Eric Dickerson, Walter Payton, Tony Dorsett, Earl Campbell, O.J. Anderson, Gerald Riggs, Marcus Allen. So I got 80s and 90s, but it's tough. I think I got to go with the 90s barely.
I'm gonna tell you. For me, and here's why I don't even think it's a tie. Because the 80s should have had Herschel Walker in there too. For what he did in New Jersey. He just defected over to USFL. But when you name the 80s names, I also, and I'm not saying the 90s didn't have it. I'm not even saying 002000 didn't have it. But the 80s also had their collegiate legendary name into that NFL name. Even George Rogers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where they separated themselves from the 90s and 2000s. I'm like, oh, them boys in the 80s was dominating in college too. And then if you add the 80s college,
college didn't factor into this, but I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I'm saying, and that's good that you didn't factor into it, because I'm just separating it for that. And what I'm saying is, if you take the 80s guys who did make it to the NFL and didn't become the name that you named, they stack. It's a stack going on in the 80s. And yes, the eras, they ran more, of course, by default. But I don't think the 90s and 2000s had collegiate. The guys you named, their names weren't, because you could have either threw, if you'd have bid both of them. But then again, you could have put Lauren Funderburk in there. You did that. You could have put Mike Rozier in there if you did that. You could have went in the 70s and put Marcus Dupree,
Charlie White.
You had
Ricky Bell.
Yeah. You could have been playing around. What I'm saying is the names grew bigger from college to pros, and they kept it in the 80s. I'm just because of that, I'm gonna shoot it with the 80s. Just because of that. And I might use that same logic of thinking when I ask you to do Are you gonna do QBs or DBs?
We can do them on another one.
Another night. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can't wait to get to wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah.
We are about 10 minutes away from getting ourselves back to where we normally get in our regular lives without this fun time that we have on these things called PODCASTS's podcast. I was spelling earlier than that. But at any rate, I do want to give a shout out to the 6th black male to ever win a leading actor Oscar. Academy Award. Oscar is the nickname. And that is Michael B. Jordan. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Well deserved for his role as Smoke and Stack, the twins, in the movie Sinners. And shout out to Sinners and all the awards they won and all of those nominations. Now, dealing with Matthew Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is the same thing, but I'm gonna run it in there. Because when we were talking about Matthew Stafford, we were talking about a guy who free agent who went through another team.
Well, he was traded
to another team, and then he became, this great player that we now see. He always had the potential. Won't say that, but he became this great player. And is there if Hollywood allowed the same free agency, is that what you're saying? If Hollywood allowed the same level of free agency that the NFL has with dream pairings, we're gonna take a member of
no, I think you
I doubled it up.
you put them, those two separate.
Oh, okay. I saw the FA was in there.
Yeah.
Free agent was in there. That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is.
It was Matthew Stafford being respected and thought of as a good or pretty good quarterback all those years. He finally got with the right cast, the right director, and had the right script done for him with the Rams. And you saw him ascend to Super Bowl win, which is the epitome for a team in the team sport.
That parallels your Oscar.
Yeah. And you saw him get the MVP, which parallels your Oscar. This year, he got the MVP. And he also made All-Pro for the first time. Now, and the reason I asked that and use Michael B. Jordan is a lot of us, particularly in our community, knew that Michael B. Jordan was a good actor, or was a very good actor. He's had good roles. He's played well. I haven't seen a movie that he wasn't good in. I haven't seen a movie yet that he wasn't good in. The movies might not have made the kind of money that you want movies to make, or they didn't get the buzz like you might have thought. But I think the Creed series that he's done, trilogy he's done, I think he's kept up the quality of the original Rocky. I don't think there's anything wrong with what he's done with that. I thought he was very good in Fruitvale Station, Journal for Jordan. What's the other one? The one where he was the attorney and Ice Cube's son was in jail. I can't remember his name. That one, he's played. Of course, he killed Killmonger. He killed that. He made you actually sympathize with the villain and say, okay, the villain does have a legitimate point, just the way he's trying to carry out. But You look at it, he's done all that. He's shown range. He's done everything, and the fact that now he played Smoking Stack in Sinners, he got with the right director, right script, and everything that he has in him that he's been building up all these years as far as showing that I can do this, I can do that. I think it showed everything, and it showed the masses that, wait a minute, this guy can really act his ass off. He's playing two different characters legitimately. They have different personalities. It's not just, oh, they look alike. So he's playing. He portrayed two different personalities, and he did it convincingly. Even mannerisms and things were different. I think this. I don't want to say this is his last one that he'll win or whatnot, but I think this one right here put him out there where everybody can see. Okay, he is one of those. Just like I think what Stafford has achieved since he's been with the Rams has now gotten everybody where they say, okay, he is one of those. So that's my parallel with those two. Like, you've always had a good body of work, done things and been very good or whatnot, or better at your craft, but now you've had your crowning moment to this point in your career to show for everybody to see, and to see that, okay, you are the it guy. And I think he is transcended being, okay, he's a black actor. I think people now can really see him as he's just a damn good actor, not just, well, he's one of the top leading black actors. No, he's now one of the top actors, period. That was my thing with that.
Okay, and then we'll do the. I guess we'll just do the other one because now I see the.
Yeah.
Because when you say the pairing, because I was like, he's always kind of, him and Coogler been this.
Coogler, yeah.
Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan type of situation.
Mm.
You know, when they started to make their ascension, even though he's broken off and did his own thing, and then he kind of directed one of the Creeds.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the last one. But I see where you're going. I see the parallel in that. How I want to rotate that is the 6 guys that won it. Black men. Mm-hmm. You got Sidney Poitier. I'm gonna put him over here because I don't know what was going on in this. You know what? I'm lying. I'm gonna keep him over here. Sidney Poitier, Denzel, Forrest Whitaker, Jamie Foxx, Will Smith,
mm-hmm.
Michael B. Jordan. All of them have a resume. All of them have a resume that leads up to and why they got an Oscar. And that's not to say the other ones don't, but it looks like there's a formula here. And what I mean by that is hood classic. Sidney Poitier got a hood classic, right? All those 70 Black Exploitation, choose one.
Yeah.
Does Denzel have a hood classic? Absolutely.
Yeah.
The one he won it for. Hood classic. Forrest Whitaker. He in a hood classic. I'm gonna give
what hood classic did Forrest have? Jason Leary.
Jason Leary.
Okay, you talking about just in general. I thought you talking about what they won it for.
No, in general, like
in general, yeah.
If your resume has this in it,
yeah,
Oscar should be on the way.
Okay.
So if you put these in your resume, you might end up with an Oscar. Jamie, of course, got a hood classic.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest, we just did him. Does Will Smith have a hood classic?
I would say Bad Boys is.
Bad
Boys still had.
Bad Boys
trilogy does.
It's almost like one of them It's a movie everybody black saw. If you ain't black,
Yeah.
something ain't right.
Yeah, it just happened to be excellently done that everybody else liked it
Everybody
too.
else, right. Okay, then on the resume, you gotta have one of those films where you played the black male or whatever figure that was the redemption story or the glorification story for the people.
Mhm.
And I believe all of them have that, if I'm not mistaken.
Will's got Ali because Ali was a redemption story.
You will got Ali.
Pursuit of Happiness also had a
Yep,
type of
you got that.
redemption. Jamie Ray.
Jamie definitely.
redemption in Ray.
Jamie also got the when he played the homeless dude.
Yeah, that was excellent. The Soloist.
The Soloist. He got the Soloist. Of course, Malcolm X for
Denzel.
The Denzel, the political. Yeah. And shoot, Denzel got a few of them.
Yeah.
Forrest
has
the Idi Amin movie.
Yeah.
Political figure.
Yeah.
Killmonger could be considered for the people for what he did. He was very Black Panther activist and Fruitvale Station.
Yeah, and also his one with like I mentioned earlier.
Oh, and with the attorney.
Yeah,
you gotta do that. Yep. Sidney Poitier had that one later on. Even though Lily's in the field for what he did coming home as that soldier. Yeah, but he had the one where him and Bill Cosby played the role where they went into the urban community and taught the kids how to read, and gave them some skills. So that falls into the resume. Then you got an action guy.
And they've all done that. They've all done some form of action.
Yeah. That black action hero. So even though he doesn't look for those roles, Samuel resume look like that too.
He's played everything. Yeah.
He played everything. So all you young actors out there and actresses, you might want to, ladies.
You got to show. Ultimately, you got to show you have range.
It's the range, and when you have these resumes, now I parallel that to what you're saying about Matthew Stafford because he played with a player that was taking credit from him in Megatron. And you, just like you said, you get with a coach that's going to offensively take you to that next level. So Joe Burrow, I'm going to give you Jamar Chase. Who did Sam Darnold play with?
JSN.
Before that, did he play with anybody like super high level? That was because they were giving him.
No,
they were giving him that wide receiver. He ain't never do that. Okay.
No, he never had nothing.
No, so I'm trying to look at the quarterback resume when you come in. When somebody finally says, "Oh, you're that," we've noticed you had it, but now you got it.
Yeah, because when Stafford came to the Rams, you got to remember they were 2 years removed from golf taking them to the Super Bowl.
They really were.
Yeah, so it's not as if they didn't have talent there, but for what they wanted out of that position, they felt that Peyton. McVay felt that Stafford's ability was what they needed in order to get them over the hump, because he wasn't happy with not scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
You know who I compare him to? DeMarcus Ware. All those years sitting, like the numbers he was putting up in Dallas without the playoff wins and all of the heartbreak. If he was on another team and they were winning, not saying Dallas wasn't winning, but I mean, like, playoff run, championships, his name probably, he made it to the Hall of Fame, but his name probably would be, because he probably got his name because he was on Dallas. That helped him. But winning that Super Bowl.
Winning that Super Bowl in Denver,
it never did something else.
Because if you're either not a Cowboy fan, a Bronco fan,
you might not, right,
or just a diehard football fan, if someone says DeMarcus Ware, you aren't going to think about him.
You don't think about him. Was he first ballot?
I think he did go in first ballot. Yeah,
he most definitely, without that ring, he don't go first ballot.
He's new, and he got a ring. He got a ring though, but he beat Neil Smith.
Thank you. He beat Neil Smith,
who was a heck of a player.
He beat Neil
over 100, well over 100. But Neil's not in the Hall of Fame, at least not at this point. But Neil's got those rings. But if you're not a Broncos fan or a football addict,
you don't remember what Neil was going through in Kansas City, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah. You don't think about that. You don't think about Neil as being, you just, I remember the name barely, or you might not remember the name at all.
I got you, man. But at any rate, we're gonna get to that other one because I like the other one. I was trying to. But at any rate, we are about to close out. It is 6 minutes past the midnight hour, and I'm not a DJ, so we are not about to get into the smooth grooves, or whatever they used to call it back in the day. They don't no more. But at any rate, man, we thank you all for coming out. And Tank, do you have any last words for the people?
I don't want to. What they gonna do? Cancel me? No, no. I'll just say this: everybody, try to be mindful or more mindful of what people are going through, what people are experiencing, and just try your best to be kind and be good to each other. Because as a nation, we're going through some stuff. And some people who feel a little more targeted or victimized or whatnot than others, and they are. And some people are being, it's just, you got a whole bunch of people on edge, and it's for various reasons. And don't be the person who pushes that button and causes something else to happen. Just try to be more mindful and try to do what they're not doing in DC. Try to talk, try to listen to and understand one another, and try to come to a legitimate resolution, as opposed to just trying to just run roughshod over everybody and everything. That's all I got. That's all I got. I'm gonna keep it brief.
Okay. And for my last words, I'm gonna keep it brief as well. But I do agree with Tank. Just be mindful of everybody. And I'm kind of on that same level of be mindful of everyone. And I'm gonna be brief. But the Target and the DEI situation, and is it Jamal Bryant, Reverend, had apologized. I just want to say, with the creation of social media, with the creation of the phone, we have had an opportunity, and we're not saying everybody's right. We're not saying everybody wrong. We're not saying everybody is brilliant. We're not saying everybody is not. We're not saying everybody is intellectual. We're not saying everybody is a little bit below the curve. But what I am going to say is everyone has an opinion. This is not the 60s anymore. We do not get our opinions as a collective, as a black collective. We do not get our opinions on Sunday from the pastor no more. That's a lost situation. It's not me saying we need black leadership or we don't. All I'm saying is that's over. And before you start calling out things are over and what you're not doing anymore, we should not have that level of assumptive behavior to believe just because we are of the clergy, we are over black people. I get that was the way we gathered and congregated on Sunday, and that was our mentality. But we have evolved into a lot of different mentalities, whether you like them or not. It is still individual thinking going on around here, and no pastor can just jump in front of people with the exception of his own congregation. And I believe they are not monolithic as themselves, but leadership has evolved in the black community to the point where pastors and clergymen be mindful of stepping in front of people, telling them you are their leader, because you're going to get some backlash. This is a very individual era, the past 40 years. You just can't be coming out here telling people, oh, this is what we doing and we in this. Yes, a lot of people may agree with you, and there's a lot of people that may not. So I don't know if we've evolved into getting the economics instructor to be the leader now. I don't know if we're going to get the astronaut. I don't know if we're going to get who. But the clergy, dude, especially the way Drewski do, y'all, read the room. Read the room. Because everybody ain't Martin Luther King. And that's all I got to say. This has been the No Jazz Show, not just another sports show. NOJASSSHOW. I want to thank you all for joining. I want to thank you all for coming out. Please make sure you follow, like, subscribe, share, email us. We're on YouTube, definitely. And thanks to all the new subscribers on YouTube. Thanks to all the new subscribers on TikTok. Thank you all for joining us here late at night from 10 to 12 on Facebook. We do appreciate all of that. As we grow and we expand our minds to yours. Tank, you want to do what you always do? Salute these people and tell them good night.
Good night. See you next week. You drinking Olipop?
We're advertising.